Thank you so much for this opportunity. By way of recognition, I'll recognize the Build It authorities in their various capacity. Luki, we are happy to see you from Build It Lowfeld, overseeing ESwatini. Les, we've been with you for so many years. Thank you that you were able to come into ESwatini from Durban. And the various stores around the country. I remember we started with Mbabane and it grew to Nhlangano, to the various parts of the country. And obviously, I would not forget to mention the new, I almost said new kid on the block, Spofaneni, because 2024 saw us visiting Spofaneni and having the tournament for the first time there. We are very grateful and greatly indebted to Build It for that kind of extension because it also extends our wings into the various corners of the country in terms of football development. As we express our great indebtedness, we also recognize that amongst us, when they introduced the technical director, they said he's the chief engineer or the production manager in terms of football development. We politically, we also have our executive members with us. The chairman of the technical committee, Mr. Nicodemus Mashwama, is with us right from the authority of football in the country. We also have the chairman of the youth committee, Mr. Nene is here. These are the political people. You know, some of the things when they are being engineered from our side, the technical point of view, we also need the politicians to actually stamp that kind of authority so that we can continue with the programs and also bless them, because we are just boys and girls trying to assist football develop in the country. We recognize our member associations who are here. Some come from the youth committee. I can see the one from Nhlangano. Maybe it's because they won last year in 2024. They won the national, so he's coming in as a defending, champion. Ishmael, I can see you. You are around, and also the best player came from Nhlangano, so you should be the most happiest person around this room. But 2025 is coming next weekend on the 25th. We don't know whether you're still going to be able to repeat that feat, because Lubombo is also looking at me. Manzini and Ho, they are also saying who are there. So you've got quite a mammoth task before you to try and, defend your crown. We also recognize we have our colleagues, that is the staff of the Football Association from the national level to the Premier League of ESwatini. I can see all of them, to the regional associations, the kids who are with us to share with us this moment, the suppliers from the Build It stores. We also recognize you. We recognize the media, obviously. As a football association, first and foremostly, as we express our great indebtedness to Build It, maybe to mention is to, express our gratitude to Build It for one big reason: to make them the guinea pig of everything. When we develop strategies as a football association on how we can harness talent, consolidate talent, develop elite players for national team football or even international football at every level, whether it's the players, the administrators, the technicians, the doctors, we always need a foundation upon which we can build that. And we are quite ecstatic and very happy and grateful that Build It could allow us to be the guinea pig. Everything we want to test, we use Build It. Football is a body of science. It's a body of knowledge. There is always great evolutions. Each and every day, the dynamism is forever growing. even now that you are in the digital era in terms of life, there are so many innovations and technological advancements that have come through into the space. When we try to test them, we always come into Build It and say, let us start with the youngsters. And Build It has always come forward to allow us to say, Football Association, as you program and reprogram the development strategies, we are here to help you. I would request a round of applause to Build It. And as a Football Association, we are going to continue to utilize the space of Build It for reprogramming our football strategies. Each and every year, even this 2024, we came up with a strategy, some 9 pointers to say how can we redevelop and make our national team better. And we're looking at the very basic level and at the very foundation and base, looking at what can we do to the youngsters and where do we go. We start with Build It. This is how we're going to do it, and we get into discussions. Obviously, there's quite a lot of economic or fiscal exertions that have to happen. There's money involved. Build It has always said, yes, we can add some money, we can add this dimension, we can do that, and to that we are very grateful to say already 2024 alone, on the Store Championship, not counting the national that is coming next week, they've already surpassed 500,000 to try and assist us to actually say, develop your football, develop the game, and whilst you develop the game, we also want to see the whole populace of Eswatini, and by extension, the country, develop to be better people into the future. Having said that too, we also utilize the Build It space to develop other programs. You know, football resides in society. They normally say the Football Association is as good as the society that it resides in. And even if you want to study how Maswati live and lead their life, you come to the Football Association and say this is how they lead their life. But having said that, the Football Association too has got a great responsibility to also shape society, to inculcate good habits, or should I say habits that are acceptable in life or recognized as acceptable in life. It has got that great responsibility. We are faced with some scourges around the world as we speak, immorality, gender-based violence, and all those kinds of things. So we had to come up with a program called Safeguarding in Football, to which the chairman of the youth his committee is also a very great and ardent participant there, to also try and say, can we help the community to try and make sure and also assure the parents that whenever a child is called into the football realms, they are safe. They are assured of a safe environment, and an environment that would assure that beyond football, they are also the best citizens of the country. So that Build It at a later stage too can also benefit by building that customer base of responsible citizens that will take the country into greater heights. As a Football Association, we are also greatly indebted to Build It for that. We also recognize the role that has been played by the technical staff towards grooming these kids to be better players. I can see the Secretary of the Coaches Association is with us today, and the Technical Director made mention of 72 aspiring coaches, and I'm trying to think, if he were to get that 72 coaches, the membership of the Coaches Association could, multiply somehow. So I'm sure he's also very happy to take note of that, and the technical department will do its utmost best to also train them so that they become the coaches that they want and the country wants to take our football to greater heights. Likewise, the managers, we need people that will manage the game of football at all levels. So having to train people in administration and management at this level is also very key. Also building towards the future of our leaders in the game of football. Before I narrow down to the conclusion, we are having the finals on the 25th, Mavuso Sports Center, that's the venue. We are inviting the nation, we are inviting the parents, we are inviting the players, everyone, the teams, to come and fill that space so that we can witness another spectacle of a national championship. We always believe that each and every edition is better than the last. We are also working towards making sure that the 2024 edition finals, which are held this January 2025, are going to be better, and which is why we hosted this event to officially launch the finals for the 2024 edition. We are also looking forward to selecting the best 23 players to form the very foundation of the future of our senior national team that are going to graduate into the various age categories up until they reach the later stages. But we know that selection into the national team comes in tortuous ways. It's not only by graduation, because lest you'll miss some of the talent like late maturers that will come into being. Some will come through further training, whether by their clubs, by other programs. We also embrace all of them. But to have a base, that's the very best that we can have. And we are hopeful looking, as you alluded into, wishing that you may have a future captain. We can only assure you and can be able to do that by one way, by having all the national team players coming from the building program. Then the captain will come from the building program. I can assure you of that one. I don't know what it means when we do our discussions, but you already catch my drift as to what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for your attendance, inviting you into the national finals. We thank the media for having covered our event. As you saw the video, we go to every field. You know, Village is quite unique. We remodel even fields out there. You know, small fields, make them into proper fields for football, football competition, whether it's dusty, whether it's grass, whether it's artificial turf. We use all of them because we want to show that with this program, we reach all the corners of the country to develop the game. Obviously, it is our duty as a football association to make sure that we develop other areas like the infrastructure, to make sure that as they come up, they are into better facilities. But we also want to associate ourselves with the very, very rural environment of the country to make sure that we are also responsible for them, we care for them, we want to also build with them. So we thank you so much, media, for having traveled to every corner of our dusty fields and the good fields to cover this event. With these words, it is now my singular honor, ladies and gentlemen, to declare the finals of the 2024 edition held this 25th January 2025 officially launched here at Sikwata House. I thank you.